Yeah. Well, the PT was very good. And then about 3 months ago, I was fortunate enough to not doing they've always been helping. So I was just looking at my hospitals. Cycle is one.
Oh yeah. No, they did a baker's thing where you had to He always goes to 43 he's super great. You're very glad.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it because yeah, so I think that was like just now it's free. It's like yeah. And then I'm going to go to bed last week. When Josh lived in back to the gentleman.
That's in like the rules I just doing the reference. Right next to the shop. You know, this restaurant.
Once you get it, make six to the one sometimes. So he did right there.
It's live, and I've got to make watching it because that's just got to teach you skills, but still sits there on yours, so I can see it.
Everyone's just
That's all good.
Oh, guys, good to see you. How you feeling this weekend? Yeah.
You've been employed most of the sunshine.
Yeah.
I'd rather pay you this person because you're not going to get
It's been pretty good. That's what I thought with this week.
Tuesday.
Yeah. We've actually increased our days. We want to get used to the fact that it's every day. Yeah. And 5-year-old. And then I get home
You've been getting to the gym or just
I'm fine. I mean, we've got a garage and some gym.
Yeah.
I've just been doing bodyweight stuff because I've got a bum shoulder.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And haven't not done anything for a year. Like I can do stuff, I can training, but just lots of so I just want to ease into it. And what I found is all the muscles around it are engaging to overcompensate.
Yeah.
So I'm just doing really good stuff. So retrain the muscle. So I haven't really much. Mainly to get
I wouldn't mind getting this.
So I just
He's going to go on the flash chambers.
One of them mates is
Don't say that.
she did the
Right. You met my mate Josh. "30 seconds, guys. Thanks for the wait."
Come take a seat, Josh. Come get to the ground. 20 bags. Be Sean Rhodes.
You're gonna lose it. It's a bite if you want. Enjoy it.
Yeah, good point.
Do you want to take Steve? Sorry.
Gentlemen.
Hi, how are you?
Good on you. Yeah.
Let's sit over here, guys.
You're pretty certain you'll be looking at somewhere bigger next time, eh?
Yeah, usually is.
That's all right. It's good with the vibe.
It's awesome.
Nice and cozy.
Good buzz.
Right, guys, we'll get the show started. If you're still waiting on any more guests, let me know. Obviously, down the back, I'll go down and grab them. If not, we've got enough numbers, I think, anyway, as it is. But obviously, welcome. Thanks for coming tonight. Yes, it's Thursday night. We should be able to get to the plaza in the next hour, so we'll be sweet. We're going to go the old late night shopping after this. But a few faces I haven't seen before. My name's Shane. I've been involved in the company for about 12 months. Prior to that was a PT. Love my job, love what I did, but it was going to get me from A to B. I needed a vehicle to get me where I wanted to go, investments, holidays, cars. Didn't have a vehicle to get me there. Unfortunately, I got introduced to this man via a cold market video on Facebook. He called me from LA, and I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was a fake. I thought it was a fraud. And then 2 weeks later, he was sitting down having a coffee with me, and we'll explain to me the business. But why I got started in the business, I suppose we've all had a plan before, whether it be fitness, whether it be business goals, and how many of us have had a goal and not been able to reach it? Most of us. So that was kind of me. I was kind of lost. I didn't know what to do. I was frustrated. I was depressed. My days would be wake up at 4:30, come home at 11, sleep till 2, eat a big bowl of pasta, go to a workout, work 3 to 7, come home and sleep. Did that 5 days a week. On the weekend, I was just completely drained. Didn't want to do anything in my life. So super grateful for getting involved with the company. Super grateful for the opportunity. But obviously, we're here to hear from the guy that's started this from scratch. The guy who brought it to Australia. If it wasn't for him, most of us, well, none of us would be here tonight. He doesn't have to be here. A guy making $50,000 a month doesn't have to drive up from the Gold Coast to come here and speak. But that's the kind of caliber he is. That's the kind of guy he is. And we're all here to learn. So just to show who he has been in a job or working the same job for the past 2 years. Most of us. How many of you had financial freedom? No. So tonight I probably wouldn't just sit here and listen and go, oh, that's cool. This guy has what we want. He has what we want. He's got the lifestyle. I'm not saying money buys happiness at all, but it does. Unfortunately, lack of money does cause a lot of unhappiness.
It's nicer to cry in a Mercedes-Benz than a Hyundai.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll pass over to Dave Nelson. Obviously, I said before, he's written the book on network marketing. He's done success magazines. He's done everything you can think of. And super grateful for having you here tonight, Matt. So thank you.
All right. How's everyone doing? We're going to use that on the whiteboard so we can see it. All right. So what are we here for? Let's cut us to the chase. What are we here for?
Make some money.
Make some money. Okay. Obviously, we've got a great health product. Okay, and it's the life and blood of the business. And I believe, I don't think anyone could argue with the best customer program in the world. So we've got to get more customers, and that should just happen organically. But at the end of the day, we're here to make money. But my question is, why are you here to make money? Why aren't you at your jobs? Isn't that enough?
Leverage.
But didn't we get told, go to school, get a good education so we can get a good job?
Career.
Career, yeah. So why are we all here then? You already got jobs.
Because we're capped.
Not good enough.
Exactly. Okay. And the way I said, I was reading a great book today, and it's about network marketing posture, which I'm going to teach you all the basic skills today. The skills are great, but it's just like a sporting team. You can have good skills, but when you got the posture, the confidence, the energy, you can't compete with that. You guys agree? Okay. So great posture to have is what percent of the workforce right now in Australia wants wealth?
100%.
95. You got the 5% in denial saying, I don't need money. Money's the root of all evil. They cry themselves to sleep because they can't pay their bills. Okay, been there, done there, got the t-shirt. Okay, that was me 5 years ago. So I get it. I get the psychology. It's our way of dealing with things. It's like a coping mechanism. Stuff we're not good at, we say, oh, it's not important. Okay, so if you're wondering why people do that, there's your answer. But so what are people's options? So obviously we know no one's going to get rich working 9 to 5. Nothing wrong with 9 to 5. 9 to 5 pays your bills. It keeps you alive, basically. That's about it. Okay. So what other options have people got?
Build a business.
Build a business. They can try and start a company.
Investments.
Try and start investments, stocks, shares, real estate, network marketing. Realistically, they're probably the only 5 options. Okay. So what's wrong with why aren't people doing real estate?
Risky.
Slow.
Too fucking slow.
It's a bitch.
I don't want to wait 35 years to get my payout, to get my $250 rent a week off my, off my tenants that trash the joint and don't pay rent on time. Okay. Okay. But I'm not saying don't do real estate. I think real estate's great, but it's a little bit too slow. I want to enjoy life at 27, not at 67. Okay. So that's one thing. What about stocks and shares? Why don't we all just put money in the stock market? Hey, you need money.
Don't even know anything about it.
Don't know anything about it, and a lot of it's falling to shit. Even the ones that do know about it, it's falling to shit. My grandma lost all her super overnight. $250,000 gone, vanished, gone, number deleted. Okay, so that's what that is. Why don't we all just start a business, start a company?
Competition.
Okay, we got a job, so we don't have time. We got no money because we got a job. Okay, then we come up with an idea. We spend 4 or 5 years developing it. We'd be one of the 95% of companies don't last 5 years. Okay, so we put all that into it, years, blood, sweat, tears, and there's a very low percentage will actually work. Okay, so you guys should have a lot of posture because right now this is the best most people got. Okay, and for my advice is you've got to make this work. For me, that was all I did. I'm like, I've got to make this work. I don't care what it takes because I ain't working 9 to 5. For me, it was life or death because that wasn't living. Yeah, so that was my mentality. Okay, so I think when you're talking to people, you should have that mindset. And so if someone says, oh, they're not interested, I'll go, okay, well, you said you wanted to be wealthy. What plan have you got? I'm interested. I'm in on it if you got something better. Oh, well. Okay, so that's the posture you should have behind this. Because right now, people have no idea how screwed they are. Okay, but me and Shane were just talking on the way here, and it's like, we're even talking about a lot of his clients are actually rich. Okay, because he does PT. And they all started their own building companies and whatever. But it ain't that easy to start your own building company and compete these days. Why? Big dogs are wiping everyone out. So we really are becoming a China, rich and poor. Big separation. It isn't as easy as it was. Red Bull. Why are Red Bull so powerful? They have a finished product, can, labeling, product, ingredients for 11 cents it costs them. Because they've got the buying power. Okay? You want to start your own energy company? You won't get a can that's empty with no logo on it for 11 cents if you buy in bulk. Do you see what's happening? So that's what's happening in the world right now. So it's tough. So is network marketing perfect? Does everyone make money? No. But you look at no one else making any money or else. Okay? So, and it's no risk. You will make some money. And everyone's endorsing it. So that's going to be the posture that you guys have. That's the posture I have when I go into a meeting. And we've got enough manpower right now. If we all just brought 2 people every week, we'd all be doing quite well. Okay? But tonight, hopefully, I want to teach you guys how to get 2 people and then how to keep them. There's no point bringing them in if you just burn them through them all. Okay? There's no point filling up your bucket with water if you've got a hole in the bottom. So tonight, I want to show you how to put some water in the bucket and also plug up any holes so you don't have as many people coming out. I'm not the best network marketer in the world, but my retention, my bucket doesn't have too many holes. Okay? Generally, the bucket fills. Okay, but I notice a lot of other people don't have that same result, and I know it's a language, it's an energy, because we're all doing the basic skills, which I want to talk about tonight. But if we can just take it to that next level of thinking about the energy, the feeling behind it, which I'm going to talk about, I think it's going to make a big difference for you guys. So the 6 basic skills, pretty much any network marketing company, any company virtually in the world, you share your company vision and why. Every marketing or sales company manage a list. I'm sure you guys at Mercedes Sales have a list of some sort because I get my call from Mercedes every 6 months. Hey, Dad, you want to upgrade your car? We all have an invite process, how we approach. We all have a presentation, whether it's your whole presentation or come to the showroom floor, we'll take you for test drive. We all open and try and close or follow up. And there's a system in every business in the world. So this is pretty much every business in the world, but I'm going to show you for network marketing. I'm going to skip this and come back to that at the end. So the why. The why is one of those cliche things that everyone's like, oh, you got to know your why, you got to have a vision. It's kind of like a vision board. Okay, everyone does it, but no one fucking follows it. It's kind of like that. So the why is almost lost more meaning. You've got to go back to the why. The why is huge. The why is what people are buying into. Not at the end of the day, the customers buy products. Any rep is not buying products. Okay? Reps are buying dreams, a vehicle to their dreams. That's what you're selling. That's what you're in the marketplace for. So when someone says, what do? You're not a network marketer. You do not sell supplements. Okay? If you do it right, you give people a plan to create financial freedom, health, mindset, all the above. So once you understand that psychology, you're not going to start talking about, hey, what's this stuff you do? Oh, well, the Super Greens is fantastic. It's got your NDS, it's got 6.6 grams, it's got this stuff. This is awesome. It's got spirulina, chlorella, shit, cell wall chlorella, cellulase, nice. Spinach, quetian, I don't even know what that word is. It's good. You know, the psychology changes, and there's far too many people we're selling supplements, not results. Okay, which is the why. So what's the why? So the why. It's great for your invite, your presentation, your opening, and your own internal driving force. But also, why do we need a why? People need to know your intention. Okay, so for example, if you're on my webinar on Sunday, I said I was at Brisbane and one of the guys had a why. I said, why are you doing this business? Where he goes, well, my mum was a single mum, brought me up, worked 2 jobs, she's been poorer than poor, and I just want to give back and at least not be a financial burden. Okay, so already, I don't buy into that story because it's not me. It's my mum was fine, so I don't really but I like the guy. I'm like, all right, this guy's a real human. I like him. He's not just some snake oil salesman. He's got a heart. So see the power of the why, okay, rather than just saying money, money, money. Okay, people also will relate to a lot of your stories, okay, and they want to know why you're doing it. But let me go into this. So the 3 parts of our why is where you were, what you saw, and where you're going now. Now the problem is most of us share this, but it's very dry. It's very cheesy. It's very scripted, and people almost feel, oh, here we go. Here's the bullshit sales pitch. Here's their sob story. Okay, so again, I'm big on the feeling. Excuse us girls, but when I got in it, I was just raw, but it followed this structure. I said to all my buddies, I'm like, fuck this shit. Fuck us working, you know, slaving away for someone else, making them all the money, waking up at 6 a.m. I go, we'll fucking put in to do more than this shit. That's what I said, okay? I'm like, fuck us sitting in peak hour traffic every day of our lives to slave away for 20 fucking lousy bucks an hour. My time's worth more than 20 an hour, and so is yours. Okay? You see the emotion there. My guys created a rally. When I got started, it was like we were in, and I didn't, and also, which we'll go to at the end, is I wasn't signing you up as an employee. And that's the problem. We often talk to someone like they're an employee. Okay? I signed up business partners. It was like I was creating a fucking dream team for basketball, and I needed to go play. I'm like, who's the best people I got? Fuck yes, you know, we're coming in. You're going to play guard, I'm center, whatever. I probably wouldn't be center, but you get the point. So you see, that's where most people are missing the why, because we're going, oh well, you know, I'm really broke, I don't like my job, and it's just very scripted. You've got to get that feeling, okay? Because people connect to the feeling. Then what you saw, I just basically built credibility. So if I was you guys now, I'd be knocking off the credibility and just being real. You go, dude, you've got to fucking look at this thing. Everyone from fucking Warren Buffett through to Donald Trump to Forbes magazine, Fortune magazine, they're all endorsing network marketing right now. This is a cash cow. You've got to check it out. Supplement industry, it's been growing 10% for the last 13 years straight, and it's growing faster and faster every year. You want to get involved with this model. 75% of households already buying supplements. You've got to get them on this. You've got to have a look at this. When can we chat? Okay. So for me, what I saw was just a little bit of validation. Okay, just to create that interest and just be real. Okay, that's what I do. And then the whole part on where you're going now needs to be that team factor. Okay, and again, your story is going to be different. But when I got started, I said to the boys, I was like, you know, I used the stories of existing. I'm like, there's these, because I was in the fitness industry. I'm like, there's these fitness girls in America. They threw out their free protein shaker and shaker cup. Okay, and they're doing this business. One of them's already a millionaire. And one's making $25,000 a month because they got influence in that industry. That's what we need to do. We're going to do the same thing. Get a group of these fitness guys together. We're going to fucking make it rain. Okay, so you see, it wasn't them working for me. Okay, and everyone was pumped up. I got everyone excited, rallied, and then because I had a good why, it was a team why. Like, let's do this. The close was already done. I didn't even have to present the slides. They're already sold here. So I'm telling them about it. They're pumped. They're excited. They're connecting with it. And then also from there, now my follow-up's easier. Now the training's easier. Why? Because we're actually doing something together as business partners. So if I bought a gym with any of you guys, okay, pretty good chance we're going to talk every day, yeah? That's what this business is like. So when you're getting people that aren't answering your calls and whatnot, you're probably not getting them in the right way. There's probably just the feeling. Again, I'm going back to the feeling. It's probably a bit like I'm signing you up and you're going to do 20 invites a week. You get the difference? Where the feeling needs to be, let's get this thing started. Let's build you a team. I'm going to help you get this team started. See the difference? Same thing, different energy. And I can sense so many people off on it. We don't know how to talk to people because often people, and this is why we've got a hole in the bucket, they feel like they're just employees. Okay, make sense? You guys seeing this happen where you might be fucking it up? Okay, so that's a big, big thing. You got to have that team why, and for me, it just made the business easy, and I didn't deal with petty bullshit. We didn't get technical questions, okay? Because when the why is big enough, the hows, the whats, and the details take care of themselves. Okay, people don't care as much. You'll still have to do the facts and figures, but hopefully get the point. Which moves on to building a list. Okay, so everyone when they start, we've got to get their list of 50-50, but I like at least 200 names. Why do I want 200 names on my piece of paper? Because it gives me posture. If I got 5 people on my list, I'm going to be desperate as hell with those 5. If I got a list of 500, I don't really give a shit. Well, I do, but you know, there's not the same anxiety that they're going to feel. Okay, so you want at least 200. I would probably aim for at least 500, really, if you're serious. Okay, it's kind of like it's kind of like the same as a dating game. If you got one girl you're chasing and that's your only option, you're going to be desperate as hell and guarantee you ain't having much love. Okay, you got 9 girls texting you wanting to catch up Saturday night. I'm pretty sure you've got a choice if you pick. Same with you girls. Okay, true. It's the same here. It's the same here, and it works the other way around. Definitely. Okay, so you've got to have a big list, but also you've got to understand that your list takes time. Okay, I actually went into Mercedes and bought on the spot. Probably not too many people do that. Okay, most people are going to require a follow-up, a relationship, touching base over time. Okay, this is relationship marketing. So once you understand that as well, you're not as needy because you're not like desperate for them to sign up right now. Because it comes out in our voice. So understand that most sales happen from 3 to 8 points of contact, which is down the bottom. Okay, so what does that mean? Why do you think you guys aren't doing this as well as you could? Are we going too hard too early, or are we just not following up?
After 4 times you go, oh, they're not interested.
Yeah.
Or tracking and just not tracking properly and coming back to it.
Yeah. So there's probably a bit of both. So for me, I always had a list, and I would just have the columns, and it would be everything from seen an invite tool, seen a press play, had a three-way call with me, spoken to an upline, seen an event, been to training, listened to an audio. And I would just tick it off as I went. And every month I'd just go over my list and go, oh, Dion. Shit, I forgot about Dion. Oh yeah, I spoke to him last week. Where's he at? Okay, he's seen a video, seen a press play. I'm just going to touch him with it. Maybe. And then I also had on the column, has tried the products. Okay, I'm going to just see if I'm not going to pressure Dion too much yet, but I might see if he wants to order the products. So I might ring and go, Dion, what's been going on, mate? Your house going, hope you're well. You know, your house going really strong. Mate, let's get you trying the products, test it out, and then, you know, if you feel what I know you're going to feel, we're going to rock this thing next week. So you see, it's not too aggressive, but it's also I'm not soft cop as well. Okay, make sense?
Yeah.
So that's the process, and the less needy you are, what I've found is they actually sign up on less exposures. So I've found the less aggressive I am, I normally get them started on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th point of contact. If I'm a little bit needy, sometimes it drags out to 5, 8, or maybe never. Okay, so again, it's all about the feeling. Okay, also with the list, I'm always just positive assumptive. Like I'm working with a guy right now, and he keeps burning his list. He's always got people, but they never sign up, and if they do, they're always off. And I'm like, what's going on here? So I'm on all these three-way calls. I'm on his WhatsApp chat. So for example, I haven't even spoken to this guy yet. We're about to go Skype with him. And he gets on the chat, he goes, 20 minutes, boys, we all set. And then he sends the guy, he goes, this is the entrepreneur set, this is the price. And for me, I was like, oh, that screams of, we're on this call to close your ass. So for me, I was like, dude, I just messaged him and I go, dude, that fucking stinks like a sales shark, you know? It sounds like you're just on here to try and close him, and that's all you care about. And guess what the reply was? Magically, 15 minutes ago. Oh, I can't make it tonight, boys. We'll have to reschedule. Wait, 5 minutes before that chat, there was no rescheduling. So you see, just the little language, just being confident and cool. So I said, look, you've got your language has to be just more positive assumptive. So what I would have said if I was him, I was like, all right, you're good for 20 minutes. Let's put together a game plan. We can talk about how we can expand, because this guy's actually in Asia, how we can roll out Asia. Okay, so it's more positive assumptive without me chasing that dollar. I don't have dollar signs in my eyes. I'm not seeing him for a sale. I don't really care about the sale. I'm more about him setting a plan to build 150 people in Singapore or whatever. Does that make sense? So you can still be the points of contact, But my advice is you don't hunt the sale so much, and it will come, what I've found. And then it gets to a point where they've been trained up, they're ready to go. It's like, all right, well, which set are you leaning towards? And then it's just easy. It's just part of the process. And they already feel, again, they feel that they've got a partner, that you're already thinking about the long-term expansion. And if someone's already in their head, thinking about their first 10 reps, we're already talking about the month 3, how we're going to do an event in 3 months once we've got 10, 15 reps. The sale means nothing. You guys get that analogy? Okay, because the way I see it is the value is now getting bigger and bigger and bigger because he's already seeing, shit, I've already got 3 or 4 guys. Yep, all right, so 3 or 4 guys, they're going to help me out. Yep, they're going to help train it. Now I've got a team. Okay, 3 months' time, we're going to do a big event, they're going to fly over. So the value and the benefits, we're already thinking like this. So now the price becomes smaller. But when we're selling super greens, which is this big, okay, the entrepreneur set seems this big. Do you guys get that? So that you've got to keep selling the plan is my, I guess, trick for the 3-day points of contact. Okay. Also, which is on slide step 5, is you're doing a snipe here as well. Okay, because guess what they're going to do? If they're going to go speak to their
Friends and family.
Mum, dad, friends, and go, hey, I got this thing, it's really good, there's supplements, and if you get 2 and you get 2 and you make all this money, they're burnt. Okay, so I like to just slip in little things and go, and I sort of do it with humor. I use humor a lot. And again, if you're not talking like this, especially girls, I got a foul mouth, so that's how I talk to my buddies. If you're girls, obviously you're not going to talk like that. Maybe if you're I don't know, more in the professional world, you're not going to speak like that either. Just be your normal language, use your normal language. But if I'm talking to my buddies, I'm like, look, you know, your broke-ass friend down at Safeway probably thinks these things don't work. Probably going to say it's a fucking scam. Okay, but you got 2 choices. You can listen to your broke friend on $18 an hour, or you can listen to the wealthiest people on the planet. I'm pretty sure you figure that one out. Okay, so I always just slip little things like that in, just sort of as a bit of a joke. Points of contact. So my strength is I've got a very defensive mindset. I'm always thinking, what's the worst thing that can happen? Worst thing that can happen is they get told it doesn't work. So I already killed that, squashed it. I'm going to keep talking about the credibility to squash it even further. They're going to think I can't do it. That's why I'm selling them the plan in 3-day points of contact. Make sense? So you see, I'm not just talking for the sake of it. I'm actually going through the process very defensively because the main reason people aren't going to get started is they don't think they can do it and people say it doesn't work. They're the 2 main reasons. So if I can eliminate them, I've got a pretty fucking good shot that those 3-day points contact, I've got a business partner. Make sense?
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys think? Why are people going missing in the 3-day points? Anything I've missed, do you guys think? Because I can tell you guys how to kill it.
Just getting lots of no's, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So why do you think that is?
Because they've gone out and done that sort of thing.
There we go.
Yeah,
Exactly. Again, that's the part you're already thinking great, because I always think that too. So my line on the products is, you know why these products are good? Because they're not one of these one-hit wonder giving products that come 1 year, go on the next. This shit is what the human body needs today. We're still going to need antioxidants, minerals, vitamins, fiber, all the basics for the next 50 years, and that's why we've got a good business model. So I always drop that into my pitch for that exact reason, because I'm always thinking, yep, they think it's just another gimmick, going to come and go. Okay, they're thinking it doesn't work. If they speak to someone, and a lot of people don't have a lot of self-esteem, they're questioning themselves. So also that's where I'm always talking about, look, for those first 4 weeks, if you want me, I'll be there to do every presentation. And I sort of make a joke when I go, but if you don't want me to fuck up your meetings for you and you can do it all yourself, then by all means, but just let me know. Okay, so I just make them feel very comfortable. And that's the process of the 3-day points. Okay, making sense?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we can convert a lot more by doing this properly. And I know this is sort of really basic shit, but I just don't think it's getting done well enough. Then with our invites, so how we're talking to people, again, the sales script, again, so the whole theme of tonight is how they feel. You've got to make sure they don't feel sold to. You've got to make sure they don't feel like they're just being spammed. Okay? So for me, I always find it easier to recruit high quality because I can actually not have to bullshit. I can talk about what we have and say, look, I think you're going to do fantastic. And that's the best, that's the most powerful invite. So I've never recruited, there's some people that are like contacting me trying to sign me up, trying to sign up with me, but I just don't have, I'm not that excited by it because I just see where they're at and they're not going to do well right now. You know what I mean? So you got to, for me, it's easy to recruit better people. You just got to bring them in, bring them to the upline. And if they're better than you, great. That's where you use the system. That's where we bring them to the big city preso. That's where we bring them to your upline.
How much rapport did you build before you send the invite in? Because obviously there's some people,
everyone's different.
You don't talk to for like 6 months, and all of a sudden you haven't spoken to you for 6 months, all of a sudden you want me to join business with you?
Yeah, well, everyone's different. I went straight for the kill. Because that's just me. People sort of know my personality. I'm no bullshit. I tell it like it is. So people already know that and expect that from me. So if I started building rapport, I'd be like, why's Dave been so nice? You know? So I'm straight for the kill. But you guys might build rapport first. It's up to you. There is no right or wrong. I've seen both work really well. But for me, I'm just straight up. Okay, so this is some key things with the invite. I say be in a hurry. That's more if you're inconfident, just so you don't stuff it up. Okay, you want to let the tools do the talking. If you're not confident, hurry it up. Just get off the phone as fast as you can and get them to watch a video and get them to the party. Okay. Less is more. So the more detail you go into, I do not want to hear in an invite. You don't want to explain the company, the products, anything. The only detail, it's not detail, that I explain is the industry growth and the potential. Okay, maybe a bit of backing. That's not detail. Okay, so I'm going to go through some examples. Never present, never explain over the phone, because the worst thing about that is they're always going to try and get you to explain it over the phone. But we need them to see the graphs, the charts, the statistics, the data. When it's in their face, it's very powerful. But when people just hear it, they go, oh yeah, oh maybe. It sounds okay, we'll see. It's not until they get to the party and they see the energy, the group, the feeling, the stats, the data, that that's the power. Make sense? So you've got to get them face to face, okay, or Skype. Create anticipation. Again, I've already showed you how I would create anticipation in the invite. I'm going to show you again. But again, the biggest thing is to use your own language. Okay, don't be too salesy. Okay, and again, if you're selling, it's just like if I was speaking to Dion about signing up a gym, I wouldn't go all weird. Okay, all salesy on him. Okay, I'm going, hey Dion, I've got this amazing opportunity for you. You know, if we teamed up, you know, it would be just, dude, got an idea, want to run by it. Okay, just how we normally talk. Okay, you know, I've been studying the Sunshine Coast area. I know there's a million gyms in Sunshine Coast. This is a bad example. There's no gyms. There's just not enough gyms per capita in this industry. This industry is thriving. A lot of people making money. Wanted to chat to you because I think we could team up and do some damage. When can we chat? That's probably how a conversation would go if I was going to talk to Dion about doing a gym. Okay, so it's real. What else did I do in that invite?
In a hurry.
No detail. A little bit of validation, just a little bit, saying, look, you've got to get in the gym. There's not enough people in this area doing it. There's a lot of money to be made, blah, blah, blah.
Kept a bit of interest in the, you know, what the hell is it?
Yeah, some intrigue. So really simple though. And then if you're feeling salesy, the best line is, look, come down and check it out. Might not be for you, but trust me, just get there. You got to see the charts, the graphs, where this thing's going. Just, you got to see it. It's not for you, all cool, all good. So I almost relieve the tension of pressure from him. Make sense? That's the big one. And you only do it, you should know. Your gut's going to know if they're feeling sold to. So if you have been a bit cheesy and they're feeling sold to, use that line. It just sort of relieves the stress, okay, because again, why don't people come to a party? They feel like they're getting pressured to get sold shit to, that they don't want. Okay, so you can relieve that stress. So again, that defensive mindset has to come in. Okay, really, really simple. Why else do you think people don't come to parties?
If they go.
Yeah.
Have you ever been a Herbalife or anything like that before? There's a lot of old people. It's very energetic. I walk in this room, it's buzzing. Yeah. It's good. I like the feel of it. You know, it's a bit different. Yep. Seems like a better dynamic. So it's just
good looking lads.
So that's exactly.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, spot on. So for the first thing, if I was talking and they were 50-50, I'd go, come down, check it out. There's a bunch of young guys, good girls, good people, a lot of fun, good energy, some talented people. Come check it out. See if it's for you. Relieve the pressure, relieve the stress. Okay. And then also the whole gay thing. If you set it up and go, look, so if I was inviting Shane right now and he's a buddy, I go, mate, we're gonna have a chat. I don't know what you know about network marketing, but right now everyone from Donald Trump through to Kiyosaki to Forbes magazine is endorsing it. It's the biggest cash cow in the world right now. We've got to find a company. This company I've just checked out, it's in the health and wellness game. It's got one of the fastest growing industries in the world, and it builds long-term residual. You got to come check it out. Company's legit. Okay, just a little bit, again, no detail. What did I say about your health?
No.
Nothing, okay? So
That's the way to get the intrigue. And it's just a little bit of validation. And then no one's going to say it's gay if Warren Buffett, Donald Trump, Forbes magazine are endorsing it. Now, girls, your friends probably aren't going to know who Donald Trump and Forbes are. Possibly. Maybe they will. But you just got to speak their language. So I'm speaking my language. You don't have to copy my words. I'm quite bold, raw, aggressive. You guys might want to put the softer touch on it. And I know girls can do really well with the fun lifestyle. All the girls are going to be there. Come check it out. It's a lot of fun. Blah, blah, blah. That I've seen work really well for girls. So again, you've got to know your market. And again, you got to know what they're going to feel. Because if you start talking to your girlfriends like I just am, they're probably going to be feeling overwhelmed. So you've got to use your brain, use your intuition about other people's feelings. Make sense? Okay, so the invite should be pretty simple. Like, for me, it's just, if you're just cool, and then sometimes if someone's sort of skeptical about these things and say, oh, I don't know, these things don't work, I'm just going to be straight up and go, look, you're right, a lot of people don't make money in these things. They don't have a real product, they don't have a real training system, and quite frankly, some people aren't that talented. You got the it factor, you can make a fortune here if you do it right. Okay, so I'm always thinking, I've already got that in the back of my head because I'm already worried about and thinking these things don't work. So I've already got every defense. I've got the strongest defense. Like, you know, we've got like Michael Jordan level defensive team, defense, and that's why my offense is good because I've already got it thought of. Okay, and I'm already thinking about their emotions, their feelings, what their fears are. So if you read How to Win Friends and Influence People, the biggest thing it says is always walk a mile in their shoes. You get a lot of insight into that. You start speaking their language. You're not just selling them spam. You're selling to them, the person, the individual, the human. Okay, so you've got to speak to a human. Not even though we do it on digital, you've still got to really bring back that human. Even Paulie, you guys don't know who Paulie is, but he actually did the first ever presentation in Brisbane. We hadn't launched Brisbane. We're still in Melbourne, and we got this call and goes, Tim goes, cool, we've got this guy that reckons he's got 40 people in presentation. Can you fly up? And we're like, no, it's 40. They go, we're going to fly all the way and probably get 2 people rock up. And we're like, what do we do? I'm like, fuck it, let's go. We got nothing to do. It's Brisbane, weather's good, let's go. So we went, and shit you not, there's 45 there. And one thing he said that really stuck with me is he just welcomed and goes, look, tonight, guys, every single one of you, I haven't just sent it out, I've sent it to you because I see something here that will fit you as an individual. And I was just there going, that's the fucking magic. That's the magic there, because everyone else just spams everyone the same thing. Okay, but in saying that, watching this billionaire at the moment, he's on the laptop, he's phenomenal, and he's got some great one-liners, but he says the strive for perfection equals paralysis. So I'm saying think about it, but you've got to take everything I say with a balance. Okay, so I'm not saying spend 3 hours to do one invite. Okay, everything I say to people we take away too far. I've got some funny stories which I'll share. They're a bit X-rated, so I won't share them. But maybe for another night, a few drinks down, I'll share them. But we've got to think about the feelings is the main thing I'm sort of saying. Okay, but don't spend. It should. Your first instinct, your gut instinct, is normally the best one. So whatever you come up with first, normally will be the best one. It's when you overthink it that what happens. We become a sales shark, and people are like, did you copy and paste that? Did someone send that to you? Okay, but it's a really simple structure that I've used. Invite, tell them a little bit about your lead-in story, a little bit of just validation, what it is without any detail. Share why you think it's good for them. Boom, get them into the party. They're going to resist the party. Know that. And you've just got to help, again, ease their fear. Okay, which I've already said. They think it's going to be old, boring, awkward. They're going to be forced to buy something they don't want. So you've got to ease that. Really simple. If you're thinking like that. If you're thinking like that, it's really easy. If we're going blind, it's very hard. Also, as a team, we're going to get really good at edification. Okay? Why do we need to edify? This might not just be for you, but for your lines as you build a 100-person team, everyone needs to edify. And this is the most beautiful thing about network marketing. Because some people do not have any business influence over anyone they know. So theoretically, they can never do this business, yeah? In theory. Okay? But this edification is what lets the average person create wealth. Okay, I'm not going to name names, and if you guys know the Your Health structure, you guys will figure it out for yourself. But there's a few people that are up around the Blue Diamond rank that have never ran a team. How'd they do that? They found a few people, edified their upline, the upline now works with them. Now, it's like a bit of Russian roulette, so I'm not recommending you use that mentality and just bring them on to Shane and hope like how he converts them all. Shane's got enough on his plate. Okay, but you guys get the theory. Okay, so edification basically works in network marketing because the average person doesn't have influence over their friends. And even if you do, generally there's an ego with that friends. Okay, they've seen you drunk, they've seen you cry, they've seen you do whatever. Okay, they've seen you at your most pathetic state. Okay, that's our friends, and they're still friends, so that's why they're friends. Okay, so we need to raise the influence of someone else that can help our situation out a little bit. So even for example, if you know, obviously we've got to edify Shane because he's the one leading charge, but all of our layers we've got to edify. You know, if I was bringing someone to Dane, you know, he's not Blue Diamond yet. That's all right. I don't have to lie and say, yeah, he makes $10,000 a week at your health. I'm not recommending that. Okay, because people will see through the bullshit once they're in and go, hey, you're a liar. But anyway, none of that. But what I would say is, look, you've got to come and see my buddy Dane, okay, good friend of mine, great guy, but also one of the sharpest people I've met. Actually, at our company, Yui, he's top of the floor virtually every week. This guy's the best of the best. And him on this team is going to drive this thing forward. You want to get involved and meet this guy. Boom, simple. Okay, the success doesn't even have to be within your health yet. Okay, we're just got to speak highly of. Okay, so this will help the business out a lot. Also, it helps everyone. I always know if I've been edified well, okay, it's very easy for me to close. Okay, I've already got more influence, so they listen to my words a little more, and it's a very easy sale. But if someone sets it up and goes, oh yeah, speak to my mate Dave, you know, I used to go to high school with him. He's the biggest pisshead back in high school. So many funny stories. But anyway, yeah, make sure you're there at 10. Okay, they're rocking up at 10, 15, and they're probably not listening to too much I say. And you laugh, there's still people that do that. Okay, so just little things. They're all little 1%ers, but they make a big difference. So this really opens up network marketing for everyone. Okay, and also what you said before is you can edify the group and say, look, you've got to come down to this meeting. Once you see the quality of people, some really sharp guys and girls, they're good people, it's a fantastic group to be around. Once you see it, you're going to want to be part of this. That's edification without even having a story. So if you start talking like that more, the parties have more influence, the person has more influence, people take it more seriously. They don't rock up with their hat back to front and their pants around their waist. You know? So
not all of them anyway.
Not all, yeah. So that's that, really simple. And the big two things I did there, if you're analyzing it, is you edify their character and some results. Okay, so a bit of both. But also everything is in balance. You don't want to get too over the top so that like they think you're obsessed with the person, maybe they're a secret stalker or something. So there's always a balance. So I've kind of already covered this, but this is actually from a book I read when I first started, and it's basically written by a guy that specializes in the brain. And basically talks, and what I said before, when you talk in vision, okay, when you talk in vision, dreams, their why, their benefits, health, vitality, financial freedom, all the above, basically it keeps their brain away from finding problems. They're opposite sides of the brain. Think of this as one side of the brain, that's the other. The human brain can't use both very well. Okay, how many people very rarely are we sad and angry at the same time? I mean, happy and angry at the same time. Okay, when we're screaming at someone, who's really thinking about all the happy moments of their life at the same time? Okay, not too many of us. It doesn't happen. When we're screaming on the phone, we're not really coming from a place of love. That part of the brain ain't working too well. Okay, so but the problem is when you start talking detail about the products and the compensation plan and all the little details, what are you getting too close to? They start magically saying, well, I want to see peer review studies. Okay, I want to see the comp plan mapped out if I 3 years time based on, all that sort of stuff. So you want to avoid that. I'm not saying don't know it. It's good to know all the detail. I do know a lot about the products, but I never talk about it unless I get that 2 or 3% of people do have the scientific brain that will want to use it, but it's a very small part of people. Okay, so from there, presentation of the parties. Some basic ones: dress for success. Okay, not saying you have to wear a tuxedo. You're gonna look pretty fucking stupid. Okay, but don't dress like a schmuck. Okay, people do make a first impression whether you like it or not. And as Jim Ron says, you might say they shouldn't judge people by their looks. Got bad news for you. We do. Okay, so make sure you dress sharp. You don't have to, as I said, you don't have to wear a tuxedo, but you've got to be well groomed, if you make sure your hair's somewhat done. Just really simple things. Don't smell. Make sure you've had a shower. Simple things like that. It sounds funny, but I'm not going to tell a story.
I said that one.
Showers, and then even Marco's ruthless with it. Some guy walked in with a big fluffy beard. He goes, mate, and he just said, I won't say what he said. He's like, who would ever join business with you looking like that? Okay, so if you work with someone like Mark, and he's a bit more strict than me, he'll tell you straight out. Also, so watching this billionaire, so everyone that goes to this billionaire's course, they actually have to wear a tuxedo. And he's like, isn't that extreme? It's 2015. Why are we wearing a tuxedo? He goes, because a lazy dress is a lazy mind. And he goes, I want everyone dressing sharp. You feel sharp. You think sharp. You act sharp. I believe in that, but obviously it's probably going to do more damage than good if we start rocking up at trainings like this with the tuxedo. Counterproductive. Be early. You've got to create a culture of be early. So one thing I always do is if it's at 7, I say it's at 6:45 because I know I like to buy my own time in case there's an accident or something. But I also know most people are flaky and late for everything. So I always just tell them a long time. Okay, so that's a good little trick that I've always used. Make sure your guests introduce people to everyone. Build rapport, edify the guests, so it makes the job easier. Also participate. So I was in Brisbane last week, and this is an experienced team that's done quite well. And poor Rob's on stage, and he's like, one of his questions was, about the growth curve, and he goes, would you rather get involved with Apple today or back when it's in the garage? Guys? Okay, it was just that awkward moment, and you've gone from having a good energy, everyone's like, oh, that's pretty cool, to insecure energy. Okay, so it comes from the leaders, because humans, we just follow the crowd. If the 3 leaders say, yep, what do the rest of the crowd start doing? Next question. Yep. So what we do is so important, and also my biggest thing is the energy of the team. Again, you're going to see I'm all about energy and the feeling amongst the team. The team has to feel like a winning sporting team. I do not want to go, if I hear someone, moping around, oh yeah, it's tough, no one's interested, everyone dropped off, I think I may strangle someone, okay? So you've got to stay positive. It's like no one wants to hear the whinging, no one wants to be around a negative Nancy, an Eeyore, whatever you want to call them. So make sure the energy's high. Even if you're doing poorly, you've had a bad day, your dog died, your girlfriend cheated on you, whatever, leave it in the car. Okay, you don't have to turn on for 20, 30, 40 minutes. Okay, you've got to be able to flick that switch. Okay, and again, this billionaire, it just comes up, pretty much validates all of this. And he says the main reason people can't succeed in business is their emotional bank account is empty. They've got no balls. He says a lot more aggressively, but you guys get the point. So you've got to bring the energy no matter what. Participate is huge. Have applications there for sign up, like these, or a laptop. I'm not going to do, and again, it's within balance. We're not going to, because I went to an Amway meeting and literally got told I was there for an Adam Gilchrist seminar, and I got pitched the Amway Dream System. Okay, so I was sitting on a couch like this, and I had 2 people cornering me, both with this, and basically trying to get me to sign on the spot. Okay, I actually thought Amway made sense. I'm like, why would I ever buy groceries from a supermarket when I can buy it through this and everyone could make money? So I was all in for Amway. I'm like, genius. Okay, but because they lied to me and pressured me, I was like, whoa. Again, I felt very uncomfortable, so I didn't sign up. So in saying that, does that mean we don't close anyone? No. We're going to ask people. We're going to ask questions. Go, all right, cool. Well, how'd you go? Got any questions? Cool. Well, you ready to give us a crack? What are you leaning towards? Entrepreneur, promoter? What are you feeling? Very casual, ask the question. And you've got to make sure you can ask the question without it being awkward. Again, what are you feeling? What are you leaning towards? It comes from an empathetic language rather than, hey, so we'll sign you up for what's your credit card details? Okay, it comes from a sales shark energy. So it's all about your energy, how you make them feel. So I just do it in a very friendly way. It's like, so which one are you leaning towards? What are you feeling? Where are you at? It's a genuine place of coming from a place of compassion rather than give me your money. And people can feel it. As Darren Hardy says in Entrepreneur Roller Coaster, which I can give anyone that wants it on audio, people aren't idiots anymore. When you start fishing for your 40 yeses, they know what you're doing. Okay, all the old sales, it's like the game, pickup artists. All the girls have read the book. That doesn't work for the guys. Okay, sales is the same. The world's got smarter. They've got a very good bullshit detector on. The human brain has learned to skip channels, to fake. When there's a radio ad, we tune out. The brain sort of learned to dodge it. So if you can just be real and authentic, you've got a massive advantage because no one's being authentic. No one's being real. No one's actually using that intuition. So some tips there. And lastly, just be prepared. So also for one-on-ones, you've got to be, if I do one-on-one, I don't know everyone's got the budget to do it. No one-on-one I ever do will leave without a variable R super green sample. Okay, that's just the standard I hold upon myself. This is a business. Okay, so every single person will leave with that. Okay, we're about to get masses of magazines. It'll be the magazine as well. Okay, but also it's about thinking about what you're going to say on the way there. So just running through in your head. Okay, how should I build a report? Yep. Ask about them. Yep. Ask where they want to be in 5 years. Yep. Ask if what's important to them. Yep. There's some good questions that can start. Think about it. Rather than when we're not prepared, this is what happens. Hey, so what have you been up to? Good day, isn't it? Yeah. What have you been up to? Yeah, not much. Yeah, me either. Well, these are the slides. Okay, it's just lack of preparation. And I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes I finish my presentation, I'm like, shit, I didn't even share my why. And that normally happens if I've done 8 or 9 meetings for the day or something, and my brain's just in another place. And I'm like, fuck, sloppy day, sloppy. Okay, so you're gonna fuck up. That's all good. Just don't fuck up multiple times. Okay, that's the key. We're all gonna screw up. We're all gonna do things wrong. And sometimes you won't share your why and they'll still sign up. Sometimes you'll share the best why ever, they won't sign up. Okay, you just gotta let be what is. Sometimes when you try and control everything, it's bad energy. Okay, so with the presentation, be prepared, have samples, make sure you've got the slides ready for your presentation on a one-on-one, all the above, know what you're gonna say, simple as that. Just that 5-minute thinking about what you're gonna do plays such a big role. For me, the best question I use at the start is, is a build report, ask about it, what they do for work. Why am I asking what they do for work and what their schedule? I actually ask about their job, their hours, everything. Why am I doing that?
Find out about their life.
Yep, and then what am I going to do once I know about their life?
Pain.
Sell them a plan based on their life. Okay, that's the difference. Most people are just too busy down their throat, shoving what we have down their throat, rather than finding out about the person and saying, look, okay, you work out in the mines 1 week on and off. This is how I build it. Okay, you're 1 week on, we'll go hard. We'll do as many meetings as you can. On your week off, you need to make sure every single person that's in your funnel or in your team has a good relationship with me so I can contact them when you're gone. So see what I mean? I'm already selling them the plan based on but how do I know that? Because I've already asked, oh, cool, which mines do you at? Cool, how many hours of flight out's that? How many days on and off? Cool, what are you doing in your downtime when you're back to mine? Okay, cool. Now I've got a master plan for them. Now they're not feeling sold to. Now we're selling a plan on how we're going to do it together. You see the difference? Okay, that's the magic. That's the difference. It's a little top 1-2% that not many people do. Okay, so those things help. And then what I normally ask, so let's just say I ask that question. Oh, you're in the mines, whatever. I'm going to say straight out. So how important is creating wealth in your life? Is it a priority for you? Everyone says yes. Now what's the benefit of that question? It helps my close. Because if they're sort of umming and ahhing, I'm going to say, well, dude, you said you're looking for wealth. What other plans have you got to get wealthy? Nothing at the moment. Sweet, let's give it a crack. Got nothing to lose. Let's give it 6 months, see how we do. Think we can do some damage. And then it becomes a no-brainer. It's kind of like a PT. The number one question if you go to a personal trainer is, out of 1 out of 10, how important is your health to you? They don't really give a shit. They're saying that for a reason. So at the end, when you say you can't afford it, they go, well, actually, Dave, you said your health's worth 9 out of 10, and now you're telling me you can't afford it. There's a bit of a contradiction there. Okay, it's sales 101. Okay, we're not going to do it as salesy as that, but I've found it very, very effective. And I always know if I do a presentation where I forget, you're going to laugh because you've probably done it all there. I'm exposing all the secrets, but it makes it easier at the end. I've just found, and when I don't ask it, I'm always at the end going, I can't close hard here because I didn't ask that freaking question. Okay, but when I've asked it, it's a very easy process for me. Okay, so just those little things, and again, you'll learn over time. And when you forget it, you'll realize, shit, it was a lot harder to get someone started when I didn't find out if they even wanted to be wealthy. So if someone says, no, I don't really want to be wealthy. I'm just all about lifestyle. All right, I've got a different plan. Oh, I'm just all about helping people. Okay, now I'm going to sell them a different plan. I'm not going to sell them on the wealth thing. If someone's a PT and like, yeah, I'm just all about helping people. I don't care about money. Cool. Well, this is a great platform because at a PT, you're going to help 40 people a week. Okay, here, through the pass-on effect, the domino effect, you can help tens of thousands of people with their health. see the difference? Just the little things. So I'm probably rambling a little bit. Go backwards while I go. And I keep clicking it. All right. Any questions on that? You guys seeing where you're probably going wrong a little?
Yeah.
And maybe getting some people missing in the loop? If people aren't, I wouldn't say for everyone, but if people aren't answering your calls, okay, or replying, not always, because some people are just super unorganized and pathetic, but generally if it's a trend, it's something you're doing that's coming across as salesy or not connecting. So life leaves lessons for us, but most of us miss them. If we get 5 people that don't call us, instead of learning the lesson, they're like, oh, no one's interested, everyone's flaky, Sunny Coast is fucked, everyone wants to go to the beach, it's too fucking hot here, no one's got any money, no one cares about health, no one cares, So we're missing the lesson. The lesson is we're not really connecting, we're not finding out enough about what they want, we're not showing them something they want, there's something not going on right, so we're going to find out what that is. But most of us are too busy. And I know the feeling, I've been there. I did my first 2 months as well. So opening tip, you got to ask the magic question. I've already gone over that. You got to overcome some objections. Understand most objections aren't real, and some of them are. Some of them are just fears. And again, most fears are coming from, is this real and can I do it? Okay. Snipe I've already talked about, but I just snipe a lot. Okay. And I just keep going over the most credible people on the planet are all backing this right now. It's insane. Okay, so I just keep going over that. And I'm like, look, and as I sometimes even share the red apple thing. I'm like, you got your red apples that are red hot, ready to go. You got your green apples that are sort of in hesitation mode, thinking about it, not quite ready. And you're going to get rotten apples, the ones that say this doesn't work, business doesn't work, army doesn't work, PT doesn't work, and you should just work a job and follow their footsteps. Sometimes if I know I can connect, I'll attack it a little bit harder. So if I've got someone who I know whose parents are going to be a pain in the ass, I'm going to say, I'm like, look, the problem with our parents is their plan that worked very well 25 years ago, they've got no idea how it works today. And unfortunately, the plan that works then, you do it today, you're screwed. So your parents, they think the best of us, they actually don't know how to create wealth anymore. The game's changed. So I sometimes say that, just little things like that. Tell them how it is as smart, and it helps a lot. And again, follow the ladder of escalation. So what does that mean? The ladder of escalation means, generally this is how I built my business. And some people, it's funny, I built it this way, but all my first layer did the opposite. So I always caught up with everyone one-on-one, because I was a bit of a boy's boy, bloke's bloke, whatever you want to call it. Wanted to catch up with them, tell them how it is, be real, go hard, share the big vision. And then my next step was I'd bring them to the party. Then I'd bring them to a training. And generally they're already signed up by here, but if they hadn't, it's all good. Okay. Then I'd get them trained up, specifically write their list. Then I'd start talking to their people. That's how I built it. That was my ladder of escalation. And I always got them on an audiobook right away. And I'd always sell it, because I know if I just send them an audiobook, they're not going to value it. So I'm going to say, look, get this audiobook. It's on YouTube. It'll probably get taken down soon, but it's free. Check it out. It's from one of the top economists talking about how you can make money in this crazy shit. So that was a big part of my ladder of escalation as well. Because again, it's already programming the mindset strong. Okay, so that's what I would do. But when I got started with Marco did the opposite. He brought them all to a party. Then his ladder of escalation was a training, and then just chatting to them one-on-one. Okay, that was his. So the order doesn't matter. You've just got to be precise, keep moving forward, and you do want to get them started at some point. Obviously, what do you guys do if someone can't afford it? Are you guys holding off for entrepreneurs, selling promoters, go green sets? What are we doing? Generally.
Loaning the money? No, I don't know.
Should have started there and then.
What's the minimum set you guys go?
I try and get at least $400 for the product.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Yeah, for me, if someone just says, I just want to do a Super Greens Berry Blast, I'm going to say, it's like kind of going to the gym and saying you just want to train your left shoulder. I go, you're probably not going to look like Hugh Jackman.
One shoulder.
So I use little things like that. Look, you got to try it properly. You got to get the red hot crack. You got to guarantee. Okay. Really simple stuff. But I personally don't like to start anyone lower than 200 if I can. Obviously they can technically get started on 50, but am I going to put too much time into that? Probably not. But that's a simple one. What do we got next? So handling objections. With this is sort of the 101, but again, with your handling objections as well, you can often, there's a 3-part stage, and you guys probably use the same thing. Understand to come from a place of compassion, show the new perspective, and go back to the value because the objection's not real. So let's do an example. So the other big trap I see is sometimes we come across as salesy. If someone goes, oh yeah, I've seen these things don't work, and we say, yeah, I know exactly what you mean, and they already know you're selling.
Know how you feel.
Yeah. I know exactly how you feel. What I found was, and what I found, people are too smart now, so don't use the word for word scripts. Buddy it up a little bit. I think one of my strengths is I follow scripts, but I turn it into a bit of humor, tell it like it is, and no one realizes or cares that I'm selling because it's just telling it how it is. So you've got to change the language a bit. So if someone said, oh, yep, these things are, I've seen them, they don't really work. I'm like, yep. I had everyone tell me the same thing. Mum said this, she said that. I'm like, yeah, but, so you just sort of put it as normal conversation like you would about everything else. Okay? So it's just like if your missus wants to go to a dinner or your boyfriend wants to go to a dinner that you don't want to go to, you're not going to say, yeah, I know how you feel about that place, but what I found is the food's not that good, and what I'm feeling now is KFC will be much better. We're not going to talk like that, so why don't we talk to other humans in this business like that? So just language it up a little bit better. So, but to acknowledge it, and then I always just offer the new perspective. So why do we have to offer the new perspective? Because 95% of human thoughts are limited, negative, small thinking, fearful. Okay, it's part of our survival instincts, but it's also part of society bashing you down so you don't say too much, don't think too much, work a shitty job, and just conform and basically feed the higher powers. That's a topic for another day. But I want you to understand the human brain works like that. You understand, and you don't get angry at it. Because often we treat their objection as we're sort of aggressive, like, oh, it's not like that. Why do you think it's very aggressive, where you've just got to come up from a bit more Zen-like. Understand what is, understand that most people are negative, and just accept what is and go, yeah, I'm hearing ya. But what I've actually found is there's a reason all the wealthiest people are endorsing this industry right now. Do you think the wealthiest 20, 30 people in the world and these business experts are going to be endorsing something that doesn't make any money? You think they're trying to play a big trick on us all? Don't think so. Okay? So I might use just sort of a funny sort of example like that as the new perspective. And they're probably going to be thinking, yeah, I've never thought of it that way. They've never, you got to also understand is their brain has never seen the potential positive outcome. Again, the brain can't think of positive and negative generally, only someone that's fairly aware. Most people aren't that aware. We're just negative, nah, why can't I do it? Make sense? So you don't get upset, understand that people don't see the positives in things. They didn't choose positive and negative and go, I'm going the negative. They only saw the negative.
Most people do.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's programmed, I'm sure. The first thing I think when buying a car is how much is it going to cost me? Okay, so it's the same in every game. Everyone's victim. Everyone naturally. That's again, it's part of an evolution because we basically is surviving as a species. We're trying to survive, so we're scared of anything new in case we want to go back and say everyone's going to kill us. But also, it is a lot of society, and it's a negative world out there. So once you understand this, and you can speak in the language, it's easy to overcome the objections, not sound too salesy, and also go back to the vision. So Grant Cardone, if you've listened to any of his training, he basically says every objection, I don't recommend this, but he goes, every objection is bullshit. He goes, so if someone says, oh, these things don't work, he goes, yeah, he goes straight to value. He goes, yeah, everyone says that when they start, but they figure it out when they go, so what's it you want to start on? yeah, you have time, everyone says that when they start, we'll figure out the time thing, let's just get you started, we'll start making you money, we'll get you towards that dream house. Oh, it's one of those pyramid things. No, mate, it's not like a pyramid thing. Everyone says something get started. Let's get you started. You can see how it works. Let's start getting you your first team of 20. Let's start building some residual income to get fuck away from that job of yours. That's his method. I probably wouldn't go to that extreme, but I would also get to the point. It's kind of like this is going through the straight line because they're at person A. You want them to be at point B, but there's a roadblock, which is the objection. So you just show them a new perspective around the objection and keep talking about where you want them to be. Make sense? That's the visual I always have in my mind. Always just straight line. Because all the objections are not real. They're all created, self-created. Most fear, it's like Mark Twain said, 95% of the problems in my life and things I worry about never actually happened. Okay? It's like all the objections. So you've just got to think about going to the straight line. Okay? Make sense? So I always like visuals because I'm not that intelligent without basic mind maps in my head. All right. This is just, again, snipe and fear. I don't need to cover that again. This is just an example of the ladder of escalation, where it can go from invite them, they view a video or article, they have a call to someone else, you bring them to a party, they get started, they do a training, you send them another tool, you bring them to a training. Where they get started doesn't matter, you just keep going process driven, and it should be all good. All right, and then a system. So at the end of the day, you want to systemize things. Why? So you're not stuck in a job for the rest of your life, okay? You want to systemize things, and who can build a system? Someone that's a leader. That's why also we need to recruit up, because talented, strong, confident people can run this system pretty quick. So if I've got someone super talented, I get them running this system pretty much straight away. Because I know if someone talented doesn't want to be treated like a baby and me talking to them like a boss and go, hey, you know, where's $20, you know? So I sort of put them into a position of leadership fairly early on. So basically what most people should be doing every day is some invites, some presentations, and self-development in your downtime. Got to do self-development in your downtime. If you don't, you won't compete. Simple as that. You will not compete with the vocabulary, the presence, the state of understanding of someone that listens to a lot of self-development. It's just worlds apart. You can tell who hasn't. With the weekly system, obviously someone needs a team to do a weekly system, because if you just got yourself, you're probably not going to do an org meeting with yourself. You can, might be a bit weird, but you will need a few people, okay? You probably also, you know, you can't do a party base, well you can if you've got enough guests, but you want to run a weekly party. So the big thing on the Sunny Coast is, again, it's all about the energy, so we're going to bring that once a week full team party together and really bring back that energy, the buzz, the excitement, the enthusiasm, and bring that back. If you want to do another party on top of that, you can. I recommend with the next party, because we already got one, you know, one demographic is the 75% of this room, okay, to a degree, okay? So I would love the next party to be a new demographic. So if I had maybe a 45-year-old mum, if a 45-year-old mum this was a party right now, she's not going to feel, even if she loves the content, she's not going to feel like, hey, I can do this subconsciously, because there's a lot of males here tonight. The same as if it was you four girls with 50 other girls at a party and I come, I'm probably not going to feel like I can do it. Make sense? So it works both ways. So eventually, the next party that we expand, other than the big one, I believe should be a new demographic, or at least a new team. Okay? Whether that's an older market, professionals, female, Asian market, even though you don't have a lot of Asians up here, whatever it may be. That's where the expansion comes in. And it's going to start small. It's going to start with 4, 5. We try and build it up to 5, 10, 12. Boom, now we're running 2 city presentations. Okay? So that's the idea of expansion in network marketing, is building new systems. But again, it comes from how we're going to break into the 45-year-old mum market. We just need one strong 45-year-old mum that's like, hey, I'm going to do this. I got it. I can see how this will work. I've got 4 girls that I know I can get on my team. Because then once you've got that little team, everyone flows. It's like that, the follow effect. Everyone, all the women come and you feel they can do it too. Okay? So that's when I think we should branch off. Not branching off like we did with sort of Dane or Dion and similar groups separating. It kind of was counterproductive, because we don't quite have the firepower or the manpower, and possibly not the population yet to do that. Make sense? So that's that. Also, this is a training tonight. You want to have trainings available for your team. So if you were to run your own team and you run your own meeting, I would just do them together and go over the basic skills like tonight. Because this stuff we're going over tonight it never gets stopped being trained. Why? Because we're always bringing in new people. Why else? Because we always get sloppy. Okay, I can guarantee. And you know, to show how sloppy it is, you know, how many people in the room right now can show me a working list? Okay, maybe 3, 4 of us. Okay, so we already know that's an issue. Okay, so you know, that's a good example. So you've got to keep going over it, keep pushing it, and if you're doing the same one every week, because you know, if I was doing this with you guys every week, I'm probably not going to repeat the same training next week. What I'm going to do is we're all getting out a list and we're going to start managing it. And I'm going to show you guys how I manage it and go from there. So I might look at Dion's list and go, all right, who's James? When did you speak to him last? Oh, last night. All right, give him a week. I would, and this is what I'd say next. So then we're actually doing a lot more of it. And then if we go, I'm not going to do the same training next week. The next week I might go, all right, okay, let's do some invites. And if you want to do them on text, I'll look over the text. If you want to do some phone calls, I sort of can be listening in if you want and hear what you're saying. Make sense? So it's always these same 6 skills. Okay, really simple. And then monthly, we want a mega presentation. So we do want to bring that in. You guys want to get a venue at some point. I'm hoping in the next sort of 4 weeks, one of the weekly ones can be at a venue, and that's the main one that sort of we really promote properly, you know. And for some reason, when you do it at a venue, you do seem to get extra guests. I don't know if it's because we're spending our energy into we try harder. I'm not sure what it is. And obviously every year we've got the annual event. Also every quarter, there's the Brisbane training as well, okay? So definitely recommend making it out to that as well. But that's the idea of building a system, and you want to keep expanding them out and keep finding leaders that find their team of 5 or 6 that can run this for their teams, okay? And that's where the next layers come, okay? But why do you think? Because the common feel I see that we've got problems with is, again, sometimes we're not feeling it out enough. So I think as well, why we've got a bit of a hole in the bucket is, again, you've got to talk to your team like a team that's a partnership. Like you can't talk to them like they're your boss. You can't have them feeling of you nagging them, okay? That's my big thing. If you can but how do you get that? You set up the strong why, you share the vision together, you sell them a plan, you get excited about it at the start. Okay, so that's basically that. So that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. What questions do we have on all that? It's been about an hour and a quarter, so we've got 10 more minutes if you guys have questions.
That was a quick hour and a quarter.
It was about hour 10, I think. So what technical questions have we got?
With the hole in the bucket, when
Yes.
you get your team up,
Yep.
get a few reps on.
Yep.
Like you said, you don't want to feel like the boss, you don't want to be nagging. You
Yep.
send them the video link, I'll download it for you, watch it. Can you watch it the next 48 hours, 30 minutes from now? Yes, follow up 48 hours, I've been busy. Okay, can you watch it by Friday? Yes, I will follow up, I haven't watched it.
Yep.
How you going with your list?
Yep.
Getting there, whatever it is, come along to training, I've had a big day, I've got to get home.
Yep.
How do you know when you get to the point where you, okay, we're going to do some more front lines, cut them off?
It was
Starting to sound like a boss?
Yeah, it's a fine line, and that's where you got to use intuition. But also, for example, the language already sounds like, oh, can you watch a video in the next 48 hours? Already that's coming from a place of, naturally, I don't know why it is and how stupid this is of humans, I believe there's already going to be resistance just by asking them.
Absolutely.
So for me, I've never asked a timeline, but so how I talk to Shane, like today I sent Shane just a picture of a book. I'm like, check out this book, you're going to fucking love this, agree with this, like in this part of my next pitch. You know, so he's already, it's not like, hey Shane, can you read this article? Can you do it by 6 p.m. tonight? So it's already just coming from a little bit of a team. Just like if me and Dion were open the same gym example and I'm sending him an audio about the gym, I'm not going to say, hey, Dion, I've got an audio you need to read within 48 hours by tomorrow's meeting. So I'm going to say, Dion, mate, read this audio. There's a lot of stuff applicable to our gym and how we can grow this thing. Mate, you're going to fucking love it. I'll send it through tonight. So I think just maybe the language, again, it's just from that core point from the start, it's probably just off slightly. However, sometimes you will just get very lazy, distracted people. I haven't actually experienced too much of it. So I think it is something that we're just starting them slightly wrong rather than that team thing. So I've never had that, even though I have had people drop off. It's not like I'd never have anyone drop off. But the ones I've dropped off, there's still a good relationship. They still respond. They always seem to be on audios and appreciative of audios. The only ones that really drop off for me are the ones that, they're trying, but they're just not getting a result. And because I'm traveling so much and I'm so distracted, sometimes I maybe have lost a few that way, but not from that. So I just think maybe just the communication, the language is just slightly off. That's my guess. But at some point you are going to have to keep moving on. And I always put the pacifier on some people and go, cool, man. Well, but obviously if you're not coming to trainings, your team's not going to. So when you're serious, let me know. But cool, let's just try and get at least 3-4 meetings this week and get you up to 2,000 for the week, But hopefully it doesn't get to that. But again, I think it's a lot to do with the setup. But good question.
I know you talk a lot about motivating people, that sort of stuff. Like you shouldn't have to go out and motivate people.
No.
Find motivated people.
Yes.
It's natural. Like you get people into the business, they're excited and stuff. It's the emotional roller coaster, that sort of stuff. And people are going to be motivated some days and less others. Without being pushy or too boss mentality, like what ways have you found sort of like have helped you most to pull people out of the dumps and get them back into it if they've dropped off for a few
I
weeks
touch
or
base with them.
months?
Good question, because I just touch base with everyone pretty much daily. That's on my direct line I'm going to work with. And I'll just sense if they're up, because normally if they're down, their perspective's off. So they're thinking they're failing, like, oh, no one's interested. So I'm just going to be, I already know that they're going to be thinking, again, because of my defensive mindset, I'm already thinking, all right, I'm speaking to Dion today, it's probably going to be a bit flat. I'm looking at the PB report, he's going to be a bit down. All right, I'm going to pump him up a little bit without doing it too directly. So I'll just touch base and go, yeah, mate, it's part of the process. You know, we just got to keep grinding away and find that one. My first 3 months, I didn't find anyone, but boom, when I went month 4 and got in my zone, got that energy, I had a team of 100 by the end of month 4. I go, so it's all part of the process, the learning curve. Just because they're not interested now doesn't mean they won't keep. And I'll just talk you through it basically with that defensive mindset there. If I think you need it. But a lot of guys, if you start at the start with a good vision, good why, you touch base daily as a mate, there's some power in when they're feeling like they're doing it with you. It's like they sometimes get some strength. Don't know how. It's like kind of like a spotter on the gym. You just put your 2 fingers on the weight and magically they can lift an extra 20 kilos even though you're not doing anything. It's kind of like that in this business, that when you're just there as a mate or partner, somehow they're just stronger. I don't know the quantum physics behind it, but that's what I feel. So I think that's probably my best answer at that. And it also keeps selling vision.
Don't build unrealistic expectations, or otherwise they're thinking, fuck, it's been 4 weeks, got nothing yet already. Be a bit realistic.
And also I'm also definitely very aware of that, because a lot of people, I'm already aware that if you're month 1 and you're not going to hit Rising Star, I'm like, oh fuck, he's depressed. So I'm already going to be pulling it up. Let's try and finish off Rising Star. If we don't get it, it's not the end of the world. It'll be great. But I went 3 months without it. I'm still doing all right. We're going to go month 2. You know,
so they feel he's got the same. And
I know how you feel about Rising Star. I felt the same way. So, but no, good question. These are both good questions, because that's the team dynamic that no one talks about in network marketing training, but they're the most important thing. And unfortunately, it's not what you see. Again, it's that feeling. So for me, it's always just you've got to think of yourself as a Chicago Bulls dynasty. You guys are in the trend. You're going to build it together. You guys are going to have ups and downs. Chicago Bulls dynasty didn't win the flag first. The playoffs the first year they got together. They were a young team. They got pumped by the Knicks. They got pumped by I think the Pistons at the time. And then eventually they lost the playoff final. Then boom, they won the next 3, and and so on. So also understanding that you've got to keep reframing people's perspective, because everyone has naturally unrealistic expectations, and we all compare. We compare our weaknesses with other people's strengths. We only see someone else, like we might put. Let's not do someone in the business. We might put Alex Morton on a pedestal. Okay, this guy's amazing, he's so confident and killing it. And then we're like, oh, my team's so flat, and I'm depressed. But really, Alex is caught cursing off camera that his team's all dropping off too, but we don't see that. We're not looking at our highs and when we're hot, so we're always comparing the best of someone with the worst of us. So you've got to give people perspective as well. And again, once you understand that psychology of what we do as humans, that's what I'm always watching. I'm always just trying to observe and learn more about people, psychology, life, how the brain operates. Well, why is that? And then you look at you look deeper into it, you'll see it. You'll see it. But this stuff that we're talking about now is like the secret. This is like because this skill stuff, it ain't that hard. You can say the wrong shit. If the team energy is good and you got 3 or 4 people that are like pumped up, I don't know what the fuck we say. It's gonna work. The energy is good. It doesn't matter what crap comes out of our mouth, because people will feel it. But if we're all depressed, if we can have the best script written by Holton Bugs, Alex Morton, Jim Rowan, come back from the dead and put it together, the energy still sucks, it ain't going to work. So again, it's all just about that team, how we feel as a group. And again, I'm always selling vision as well. So I'm the biggest promoter of network marketing, the industry, the company, and I make sure people know about it. So like a good example is like Megan Fox got named as the ambassador of Avon. I'm celebrating that. It's a competition. I'm like, this is where network marketing's going. The biggest names, got Ronaldo, Megan Fox, Beckham, they've all got network marketing labels on their jumper. So what are those people that say don't work got to say? So I'm always just building that confidence and vision and a bit of strut. And Michael Jordan, I love the Chicago Bulls. So sorry, girls that might not follow the Bulls, but he's kind of cheeky, got that bit of cheeky arrogance. Nothing wrong with just a little bit of cheeky arrogance. Once that team has a little bit of that, just a little bit of cockiness, that's magic. Too cocky, everyone hates you. These guys are wankers. Don't boast, but you just got to be that little confident, cheeky. I like that. I think it's everyone wants to be part of the team. Who do you want to be part of? The winning team or the losing team? Yeah. The winning team. Everyone, some people hate winning teams, but they just want to be part of it. So I'm big on the energy, the team, the feeling. That's the magic. And then also we've got to do better as well as getting easy sales. Again, 75% of households are already buying supplements. We need at least everyone on the Sunny Coast is buying supplements, 75% of them. We want at least 25% converted onto ours. should be an easy sell. They're not getting a guarantee. They don't have NDS. They don't have a plant-based product. They're taking artificial crap from the supermarket. They're not getting a challenge. They're not getting the app. They're not getting the rewards so they can get an extra 5% off every time they order. They're not getting a nutrition plan. We've got to get the small stuff as well. Sometimes we all just want the big fish, especially when we've been in the game 3-4 months. I'm like, oh, I'm too big for a customer. Okay, don't be too big for a customer. Because remember, Dan Colossi, who's now really the top guy in Perth, equal top guy in Perth, was a customer for 3 months, didn't know there was a business. When he found out it was a business, he's like, you serious? This is a business? I'm in. Okay, so think about that as well. I think we're missing a lot of easy volume there. Everyone's like, and the way, if you look at all the top earners, look at the whole family, like my mum takes it, my dad takes it, we'll just see my sister's fiance, my sister's fiance's cousin, like retails like a box of Super Greens and repair every month because he plays basketball and always pulls up someone that helps. You've got to get more product out there and you do have to have a little bit of a why about the product as well. Okay, and again, if you've got a bit of enthusiasm, share the benefits, it's the same principle. Again, it's all about your energy. If you go, yeah, I got these Super Greens and yeah, we sell SUPs and digestive health. Oh, cool. Okay, the guy that signed up 125 customers personally is the most enthusiastic person I've ever seen about the products. He's like a real lad's lad, own nightclubs and head to toe tats. And he's like, hey, this is the fucking best thing I've ever done. Before I got on this stuff, my knee from footy been fucked for years, my shoulder, I can't even do the fucking gym because I'm always sleeping, coming from work, I'm fucked. He goes, been on this stuff, mate, fucking awesome. I'm back in the gym, I'm back fucking jogging, I feel amazing. This is the best shit that's ever happened to me. My mum's been on the product, her skin's cleared up, she's feeling amazing. Mate, you've got to try the Go Green set. This set has got everything you need. Trust me, get it. 30-day money back guarantee. No one's got what we got. Blah, blah, blah. Everyone signs up. Everyone. Is there any detail that he said that's more scientific that you guys know about products? Zero. Is he a nutritionist? No, definitely not. Okay. Is he a doctor? No. He's got no skills on actual sales 101 of product features and gadgets and whatnot, but he's passionate. He shares a good story and he says, look, and he says with certainty, you've got to try the Go Green set. He actually does make a few audacious claims, which I won't promote on camera. But off camera, I'll promote them hard too. But you know, so that's little things like that. So we've got to think about, ask ourselves right now. It's like, when someone asks me what the products are, would I buy it? Yeah, probably not. Okay, you could have just missed your next Dan Colossi. Okay, if that Neve, who was on the webinar as the female emerald, she started as a customer too. You know, so we might be missing a lot of easy customers and reps because we're just shooting for the big sharks. We just want, I only chase the big fish. I'm a big player. You know what marketing. So little things like that can just boost everyone's volume. It's easy volume. Your commissions go up. And auto ship pays for itself. It just makes the whole business a lot easier. A lot easier. And if you get the price objection, say, mate, it's $10 a day. You know, spend that on your burger and chips, which are making you fat, slow, tired, sick, and ugly. Just try it for 1 month, see what you feel. And then how long does it take to send them an educational video? About 10 seconds, maybe 30. Okay? And for me, even if I didn't do the business, I'm going to take enzymes and greens to the day I die. Why? Because I already know the science behind enzymes. And if I'm eating cooked or processed food, my body cannot break it down. It's sitting in my guts. It's going off. It's soaking into my blood. I'm feeling like shit. And that's why I'm going to take enzymes. I'm going to take greens for the rest of my life because I know 99% of my diet is acidic. Too acidic diet has been linked to cancer, disease, and I'm more scared about a hospital bed than anything. Okay? Why do you guys brush your teeth every night?
Teeth falling out.
Every night.
Once a week. You know? Well, why? Because we're worried about getting holes, because we know the basic 101. So I like to just get all the customers on that and the reps. Really simple things. Okay? And again, as I said, if your health finished tomorrow, I'm still going to use the Super Greens enzymes till the day I die. Okay? Because of that basic 101 education. I watched a 3-minute video on enzymes and I was like, shit. You know, so really simple stuff. But that's all I really want to cover tonight. I think if you just go over those basic steps with the feeling, that's the big thing, thinking about what the other people's going to feel from it, how we talk to each other. And then I think now we bring these big city presentations back, we're going to get that momentum back. We've already got quite a nice sized room here tonight. Plus, you know, we all bring 1, 2, some will bring 3, some will bring none. But, you know, average it out 2 each. This thing can go crazy. We can fill out a full venue pretty quick. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Feel free to hang around, ask me any questions. I think we've got Facebook, whatever. But let's do it. Phase 2 for the sunny coast and Queensland. And also, we're just going to keep branching out to the rest of Queensland, Cairns, Mackay, everywhere. It's all untapped. So we're going to start building systems in all of these, and the more areas you've got, the more money you make, the more the lifestyle goes up, the more your confidence grows, the more your strut grows, the easier the business gets as well. So.
Sorry to interrupt. As an objection, people say, look, I've done this 2, 3, 4, 5 times before, which I have, I mean, honestly. I've been sat down, it's A2K, which is Amway, of course, but whatever it is, you think, shit, I've tried a lot, what makes it different? That's going to be one of your objections. So what's your answer to that?
Yeah, well, first off, I'd also touch point, if you look at a lot of the top industry owners worldwide, they've all been through multiple companies, and they all use that as experience for the next one. And I always say, and what I just said before, the best thing I like about these products is look at Monavie. It's the goji juice. It's hot 1 month. No one in Australia drinks goji juice anymore. It's a one-hit wonder. Thai Slim, same thing. The magic juice from the Amazon that's got less, nutrients than just juice. But what we have is real stuff the body needs. And actually, because I know the data, I would actually show you that the supplement industry is made up of sales predominantly of meal replacements, minerals, vitamins, probiotics is going into as antioxidants. So I would show that and go, look, these are all need-based stuff. We've got a product that's going to retain a lot better. We're going to still be able to sell it in 10 years, 20 years, long beyond the hype of the magic miracle cactus juice from the Barrier Reef. So I'd use that. I'd also, I can go all night, but I can also say, look, the economy's changed right now. 10 years ago, people didn't need network marketing. You could work a job for 40 years and retire, and your house is double in value, and you're singing Kumbaya. But today, people are fucked. People are looking for other options. They're not going to retire. Their jobs are flaky. People know that 50% of jobs are gone to robots. They're looking for other things. So we're actually, the industry right now is the perfect timing. I did well 10 years ago. People didn't need it. Can you imagine how much people forced to do it? I can keep rolling, but
I think the idea that you've done, you said, how many companies do you try? And that's true. Everyone tries, and then finally they might get something that works. So that's a pretty good answer, actually.
So a lot of that's true, though. Like Randy Gage, I know, tells the story. He's my favorite network marketing trainer. I think he did like 6, and he makes fun of it. It's probably why he makes fun of it, because he's signing up people from other companies. So if you watch his video, it's fantastic, and you can see what he's doing. And he goes, and he's a super funny guy. So, and he tells the whole story of, he goes, I get the call from Amway, I'm down, I'm at the party, I signed up. 3 months later, drop out. Next month later, they call me up, they go, this deal's like Amway, only better. I jump in, I'm in. 3 months later, I drop out. They go call me, they go, this deal's better than the one that was better than the one that was better than the one at Amway. I'm in, so he makes a lot of, so I think he's probably, because in America, it's a lot more examples of that, because it's a lot that's been done for so many more years. I'm guessing that's why he shares that story too. As a guess.
I think as well, which you pointed out before, like the fish does rot from the head down. So if your leader's just flaking, the rest will do the exact same. So I think that's quite.
And a lot of network marketing companies, they don't run a system, And I think Australia's sometimes hard, because it's funny, because I spoke to some industry guys that have been in the industry 25 years, and I caught up for coffee with them in Melbourne, and they go, so you must be one of the only teams that started in network marketing and grown without buying it from another company. Because just no one can get it started without a mentor from America here or whatever. So again, that was sort of got me thinking. It's like, that's why it is so hard in Australia, because people have to come out and try and figure it out themselves, but they don't have a mentor, they don't have the results, and and often it's too late. People already.
Well, the guys are not genuine, or not believable, or whatever. You're pretty believable, which is good.
Thanks, mate. Well, a lot of the companies do. They're just pirates. They go from company to company to company to company. And really, they never make any residual income in network marketing. They just keep hunting the next deal, and basically, they hunt for how much will you give me? If I bring 1,000 people with me, what check will you give me? And then they get a 50 grand bonus, and they sign 100 people at once. They get another check bonus of $40,000 for the month, and they say, look, I make $40,000 a month in my first month, when really next month they make about 400, and so on. So that's sort of the dirty side of the industry that. I think most people feel it, but they don't know what's going on, but they sense something dodgy.
Smoke and mirrors.
It's a lot of smoke and mirrors. So it's harder to build right. Like it's easy to build launch. So you just say, look, sign up now. We'll stack you, sit on top of the whole tree. We'll build bundling for you. We're going to find this one person for the other league, and you'll be a millionaire. So that's easy. Like you can keep doing it and chew it up, because it's people. You're playing on people's need for immediate gratification and get rich quick. And even though they don't like get rich quick schemes, it's like get rich or get rich quick products. They'll use them. No matter if it's illegal, bad for you. they're on it. You know? But it doesn't last. It's like steroids. You know, it'll work for a little bit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And you'll, you know, and then you can't get your dick up, and you know.
Yep. So I'm sure people have experienced that. But you're right.
Yeah.
It's a quick fix, isn't it?
Yeah. And that's why the industry sort of does have a bit of a tainted feel to it as well. But again, if we can communicate it well, it helps.
The reason I'm here is because of Ken.
Yeah.
And I like Ken, and he's a good bloke, and I trust him. That's why he didn't sell me on anything. In fact, I didn't even look at the video, I'll be honest. I haven't looked at anything other than just rock up tonight. Because, you know, he was just, mate, you got to see this same sort of thing. Yeah, and he's a pretty trustworthy guy.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, when you've got the mindset of just sorting as well, so if you really don't want to do it, I'm not going to try and convince someone that doesn't really want to do it, and you've got that in your mindset, it comes across in people's invite as well, so people feel more comfortable.
I think that's a good answer for what you asked before, in respect to, you know, what happens if you keep giving someone something, they don't watch it. So look, mate, you know, there it is. If you want it, good. If you don't, that's cool. I understand. No worries at all. And they probably think about it.
It's like the reverse psychology. It's like you say to the kid, that's your brothers, don't touch it. Guess what toy they want?
Yeah,
your brothers.
That's right. Yeah.
You know? But if you put that same toy in front of them, you know. So Robert Sharma talks about a lot. He goes, we're just human. We're just adults. We're just babies in adult bodies.
Correct.
We actually haven't changed that much. Instead of having a tantrum and crying, we do it in other malicious ways. Slightly different, but
we don't grow up. We just get older.
Yeah.
That's my theory in life. Anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
But
that's true.
That's awesome.
Oh.
Good.
All right. Let's go.
If you're around tomorrow, Dave's going to be around tomorrow all day.